Coach, talk about the exhibition victory in the first series against Niagara.
Yeah, it was great to get an exhibition game under our belt, especially against such a good team. Mankato was definitely a fast game. We had Coach Peter Aubry, who's in his first year with us, just kind of turn to me during the game and go, "Wow, this is high tempo, high paced, and doesn't look like two teams that are just playing their first game." So again, really good to have a good quality opponent there to get some good feedback on the game, and definitely got some good stuff to work on, some things to continue to do well, and that should help us prepare here for a tough opponent against Niagara here to start the season.
What was the biggest surprise from the exhibition? You said there was some good feedback to work on. What surprised you?
Yeah, again, I think just how good Mankato looked, and just how high a tempo the game was, and again, it looked like there was a lot of plays being connected out there. Definitely kept you on your toes and forced our guys to make sure they're adapting good. So that's what you want as a coach. You want some good video to review and show guys things they're doing well, but then also show things we got to get better at. And so definitely found a few things that we got to keep improving at in order for us to be successful. And when you have that kind of live feedback, I think it's really valuable for your players. So definitely things we had to focus on for this week to continue to grow at.
Last week you said you were kind of figuring out those lines still. Do you feel like last week kind of helped answer some of those questions?
I think so. We played everybody, so again, it's a little bit less flow to the game when you're playing five lines and more players than you would normally play in a game. But I think it's also important to give everybody that opportunity to get a taste of college hockey and to get some experience. And now we're trying to keep our lines a little bit the same right now for this week to get a little chemistry here going into the weekend here when we're playing for real. So the lines have been together for a couple weeks now here, so hopefully there's some good energy and chemistry amongst themselves here to head into the weekend here for the games.
One of the bright spots, the goaltending, Coach. Just talk about that.
Yeah, both goaltenders were excellent. I think just from an individual standpoint, it's always nice to see both goalies, play so well, and they should gain a lot of confidence here heading into non-conference play. So I thought both guys were played extremely well, and they've been working extremely hard here with the team and Coach Aubry. So it's nice to see those guys have a good start to the exhibition game, and that should carry over here to this weekend.
Concern about getting outshot 38-13.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, when you watch the video back again, I thought we did really well at the start, and they got a couple of power plays, and they kind of settled in a little bit there. Again, when you do kind of four chances again, it wasn't that lopsided for quality chances there, but again, some things to work on. I thought we needed some more sustained ozone time than we had. I thought we were one and done a little bit there, so something we're working on there. And then I thought they did a really good job pinching their defensemen down. It was tough on our wingers to exit the zone, which led to some more sustained time for them. So again, that's what you want, right? You want things that you need to improve at, and it's nice when you can watch the video back and help teach and coach and help these guys get better at that. So again, I thought credit to Mankato. I thought they played well too. So it was perfect exhibition game.
Last week, Sullivan kind of talked about how important that last series last year against Niagara was. Has that been a motivator this year? Has that been a message you guys are reflecting on the last year and just knowing how important this series against Niagara is?
Yeah, again, I think our guys are smart guys, and they're well adversed on what's going on, not only last year but also currently this year. If you look around the country, there some teams started their season last weekend and lots of upsets, right? Lots of St. Cloud getting beat, and one-goal game. Penn State being in a one-goal game with Long Island, and so it's not a. With the transfer portal now, right? I think the top teams get stronger; they can reload very quickly, but also the maybe traditional bottom teams also add a lot of quality players to their roster too. So just watching Niagara on video, to me, they're much improved from last year. When you watch them on video, they've added some good pieces there, and they'll be a tough opponent. So I don't think anybody's taking these games for granted, and know we got to do everything in our power to prepare, and that's what we're committed to do right now to make sure that we're bringing our best effort come Friday and Saturday night.
Mike, I know this has been asked before, but how do you feel about starting the college hockey season so early? There are some out there that would like to maybe start it later and maybe end the season in April. Just going up against high school football, college football, all that stuff for you guys. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm anxious to get playing. But I think if they did that and they pushed our time with our players back, I think it could be appropriate to start later. I don't think we need to go through you know, a 6 or 7 week kind of just limited hours with our guys. I think that's almost too much time to not play, and they're just practicing with each other. So I would, if we're going to do that, I'd almost would see them continue maybe their summer training a little bit longer, and then start us with them a little bit later there, because you can tell the guys are anxious to play. You know, when you play a physical sport like hockey and you practice against each other for so long, you're eventually chomping to face an opponent rather than a team, and it's tough to practice certain things too. Because of the competitive nature, probably a little bit similar like football at times too, right? You know, you can only do so many scrimmages, and then you want to hit somebody else. So I think if they were going to do that, I think you know, to push maybe back the start of our coaching time with them, that would be fine. But you know, I'm always excited to start the season too. So, but I hear what you're saying for sure. Yeah.
Coach, the two gentlemen from Quebec, the St. Lawrence Valley, Joe LeMay and Jacob Gaben. Joe, I see in a Hockey News top 100 of college hockey players, as is Tanner Ludke. Do you keep them apart to try and help other defense pairs, or sometimes they look good together like we saw last year? How do you factor those two guys could really skate?
Yeah, that's a great question, Terry. I think just, you know, depending if we're going to go 12 and 7 D-man, then they'll naturally get maybe get to go together a little bit, but be separate as well if we go with the 7 D-man rotation. But I think there's some pros and cons. I mean, obviously together they're both very offensive and puck moving ability and have that ability to read off each other. But apart too, you're allowed to, you know, maybe get a little bit of balance. If you got one of them with a Nolan Krenzen, you can allow maybe Joe to be a little more offensive, you know, when you got such a hard and stable body back there with Krenzen, or vice versa. So I think the back end, especially with 7D, we'll see a few more combinations and see eventually if you find some chemistry there. But so I guess that didn't answer your question completely, but I guess we'll kind of see just how the season rolls there. But they definitely can be together, and they definitely can be apart.
Krenzen, he's just hard to play. Again, talk about his game. He seems like he certainly had a good summer into the practices before the games.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. You know, I think he's just been taking steps every season that he's been here, and just so hard and reliable and consistent. And to me, he's, you know, exactly what you're getting kind of night in, night out from Nolan Krenzen. So he's an anchor back there for us. He's a leader. You know, if you're up a goal, or you need a PK, or you need a defensive situation handled, and he's also contributing offensively. So to me, he's one of our top defensemen for sure.
One quick other defenseman question. Griffin Ludke also seems like it was quite an off season. He's really moved up into that top 6 challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a great summer there, and got some good experience last season. And now you can tell he's, you know, like other guys on our team. You can see Joel LeMay. You can see Joel LeMay's defending. He's more efficient with the puck. You can see Jacob Gabinet getting efficient, getting smart with his decisions, being calculated on his offensive risk. You can see Griffin Ludke take a step, you know, puck moving abilities. Always, I think he got some great poise with the puck, but his defending's improving and growing. So it's been awesome to see those guys just continue to elevate their play and take strides. And, you know, there'll be a big reason why we're successful this season.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Miller gets your goal Saturday night. He's coming off a career offensively. How would you assess where his game is at as you get ready to start the season?
Yeah, great. I mean, he's another guy that practices like he plays. I think that's the sign of a true professional. If you look at the guys that have successful when they leave college and do well professionally, it's always the guys that are kind of the same thing. Like Mason Morelli comes to mind, just signed his NHL contract at 27 and a huge contract, and he was the same day in and day out. So just over time, those guys have success, and Matt Miller's like that as well. He looks the same, practice in, practice out, and he's got lots of juice, lots of energy. Sometimes we actually have to calm him down a little bit, you know, just to you know, be poised, just play, because he's so good. But yeah, he's gonna have a big season for us, and he just continues to elevate.